Hello, Libra. Welcome back to Steampunk Psyche. If you are a returning subscriber, I want to say I love you. I appreciate you. All of the Libra who have even commented or just subscribed to the channel, I just wanted to tell you how much I appreciate you. So anyway, if you're brand new to the channel or just cross-watching for your particular energy, I encourage you to come in and check out the channel, okay? Like and subscribe. Libra, I would appreciate any comments, okay? Just kind of let me know if you've enjoyed the readings, letting me know, about your situation, things that are going on. This will definitely help me. I'm not trying to, clickbait you here in any way, but it would help me to know that maybe I'm kind of lining up here. Okay. Anyway, all right, I'm going to shuffle up and we will talk about the topics. Okay. Libra, I wish for you health, wealth, stability, love, patience, endurance, all of those things. Okay. I've already pre-shuffled, but just for transparency's sake, we'll shuffle. All right, I'm going to lay out these cards and we'll talk about the categories. We have your present energy. We have your crossing challenge. We have the foundation card. We have the recent past. We have the possibilities. The near future. We have the self, the environment, hopes, fears, wishes, or worries, the outcome, and the direction. 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana. Well, Libra, I can promise you this. This is the season for Libra going to be opening up your eyes. If you are brave enough, to stick out this reading, I feel like there's something major about to take place here for Libra. I'm going to have to take a second to check out what's going on here, but keep in mind before your readings, I always introduce the haiku poems from Haiku Corner. So while I'm looking at your cards, take a look at these. Let me know if you like them or not. Let me know in the comments which ones resonate with you, okay? This is a type of energy transference, so we'll just see what's up, okay? Hang on. Okay, Libra, right on. I hope you enjoyed those poems. If you did, please let me know in the comments. All right. Anytime the reading starts off with the Six of Cups, I know that someone's feeling some pretty good ooey gooey love and everything else, okay? And so I'm not going to try to sugarcoat any of this for you, all right? If you're brave enough to stick through this reading, it's got some eye-opening events. This may be a little specific or particular to, the viewer here, but the subscribers, my community, you got 4 major arcana showing up. So anytime the 4 major arcana shows up as well, there's big events taking place. So I'm not going to dismiss the love, the nostalgic feeling and everything, but addressing these major arcana are going to be very important. Okay, so let's get into this reading. We open up with the Six of Cups. This is the nostalgic pull, right? This is someone from your past, maybe for some of you, or this could represent like a past version of you that may be resurfacing again. Okay, this is craving emotional safety, familiarity. It's the kind of connection that, that has that, it feels like home to me, right? Someone from your past may be circling back, giving you this feeling. Um, or maybe you're like, I don't know, revisiting like some old dreams of things that maybe you had given up at one time. Maybe you abandoned them a little too soon, and so they're resurfacing. Okay, like I said, keep in mind you had four major arcana showing up here, so the universe, I believe, is trying to speak pretty loudly to something from your past, perhaps. Okay, um, this could look like somebody from, from the past, like I said, maybe who's picked up on your on your old conversations, or trying to find you online, something like that, or rereading some old messages, wondering if maybe there was kind of like a timing issue, or maybe they misread something out of that. um, I don't know, that this could look like, like that past relationship or something starts to become a little flirty again. For some of you, it's like reconnecting with someone that you felt really safe with here. Okay, maybe you're like being drawn to music, or places, or a particular scent, something that reminded you of a specific person. Maybe you're still hanging on to that old sweater or t-shirt, or that that button up, whatever it is. But something has definitely, you know um, it's got you in that heart space, right? Something from, maybe years ago, could be for some people. Okay, we could be talking about a soulmate connection, that has a little bit of a stronger energy involved here. But perhaps for some of you, the attraction was that person's, soft eyes, like brown or hazel eyes or something like that. I don't know. Maybe they're showing up in your dreams. Okay, but this could be talking about someone, like you're comparing, people to someone who once made you feel, I don't know, seen, heard, protected. We could be talking about maybe a karmic loop that's trying to close or reopen. It doesn't matter. For some of you, that could be the situation. Keep in mind, there's, if a lot of people view there, I'm trying to give as many examples as I can here. But this is like a person that says, "Hey, I don't know why, but I've been thinking about you lately." So pay attention. As far as like, the masculine energy, it's I don't know, it's got that nostalgic, protective, wanting to, maybe fix something that they had broken. The feminine energy is definitely receptive, intuitive, that sensing all of those emotional, maybe echoes from the past. Okay. Some people could be seeing synchronicities in this situation. Okay. Like songs from your youth, songs from the past that remind you. Some of you could be experiencing deja vu. Okay. As far as timing, we could be talking about, maybe January through March, uh, Aquarius season, something like that, into Aries season. You could be dealing with those, signs in your timeline right now. All right, we're going to move on though into the challenge card. Okay, the challenge is this Five of Pentacles, and I'm going to be gentle here, but this card is showing that, you somewhere along the line you felt like emotionally abandoned in something, unsupported, left out in the cold is what the kind of the generic term here is. But we could be talking about emotionally or financially in a situation as well here. But um, maybe healing from the feeling of being overlooked, underchosen, just really like maybe financially stretched out, So the challenge here is believing, that you're worthy of more. Um, that I'm not sure. Maybe for some it could look like, I don't know. Maybe someone ghosted you right about the time you were opening up, becoming vulnerable. Okay. For some of you, it's like financial stress or something that's making you doubt, your stability. You get low on funds, you can't make the rent, or you can't make the payment on this or the other, and it kind of depletes your energy, right? So it kind of gives you in that, puts you in that. I'm not sure, like that, just unstable kind of an energy, right? For some, it could have been like the breadcrumbs, just enough to keep you hooked. For others, it could look like maybe a third party that, I don't know, maybe people you're around, or just gossip bullshit that's kind of making you feel a little less than, right? Um, maybe at this time, or I'm not sure. For some of you, it could be like maybe you're trying to compare yourselves to others. I know we don't need validation from other people, but sometimes we'll look at other people and say, this is what they have, this is what they've got, or even their emotional stability. Sometimes we can get a little jealous of those situations. So it does have those kind of lingering aspects to the card, but avoidance, somebody avoiding a deep conversation, really taking their time on the replies, or acting just distant or something like that when you express your needs. Excuse me. We could be talking about synchronicities, such as the numbers like 555. Okay. I don't know, maybe cold weather symbolism. You walk into a restaurant and you sit down and they've got pictures on the wall of like some blizzard of 1856. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, just kind of pay attention to the synchronicities around you. Songs about heartbreak, things like that. Okay. As far as timing, we could be looking like, dates significant here might be like February through April of this year. There may be something coming up that, may be a significant time frame for somebody. All right, let's move on. Let's take a look at this foundation. First arcana here, major arcana that we're talking about here. Wheel of Fortune, right? Um, this whole year, it's built on divine timing. This is in the foundation, all right? Unexpected shifts, karmic realignment, nothing staying stuck. Nothing staying stuck. You can say that too, right? But it's not going to. This is trying to tell you about, in the foundation, in your subconscious mind and emotional wise, and in the physical wise, that nothing is going to stay stuck. Okay, always has to change. We know this. So we're talking like sudden opportunity, changes in your financial trajectory. Some of you could be preparing for job shifts or something like that. That job offer that comes out of nowhere, right? So for others, we could be talking about like definitely that karmic cycle ending, abruptly here. Someone who doubted you, maybe suddenly, they're back in your DMs, right? That lucky break. We could be talking about the lottery. Okay, we could be talking about an inheritance or some kind of unexpected money here for some of you. Okay, not everyone is in that situation, but who doesn't want a lucky break in that situation, right? But um, yeah, so we could be talking about like a chance meeting, right? That feels fated. That's what I'm talking about. It's not always about money, luck and lottery. That's why I kind of, anyway, I'm just saying, for some, abundance means a lot, um, as far as emotional wise, and that could mean a hell of a lot more than money, right? So, um, like a major shift, a major move, or maybe you're relocating, something definitely big though, some kind of a I don't know, maybe a creative block or something like that. It's finally just going to lift and move out of your way here. Say so, people who once underestimated you, maybe they're acting a hell of a lot differently. Um, this is way more respect and more cautious for your energy. But as far as like synchronicities, this has definitely got 777. Okay, this is wheels, circles, repeating cycles. Some of you could be, uh, the infinity symbol or something like that, maybe like a tattoo or some kind of a tribal art, something like that, to signify like a new change. You're like deciding that there's something about you that's changing, and I'm going to do something to kind of mark an event here, is what I'm getting at. So, as far as timing, this is all year, but especially during like the Jupiter transits. Okay. Um, okay. Now we're going to move on into the recent past. All right. This is interesting here. So, Four of Wands. Maybe you recently, um, sometime in the recent past, like there was this moment of joy, a connection, a celebration of some type, or even just like the feeling like, damn, I almost had it. It has that like a reconciliation attempt kind of feeling here. Maybe a situationship of some kind that felt like, I don't know, like it was becoming official. All right, a moment of like an emotional closeness, with somebody. Maybe let me get a sip of my coffee. Hang on, Libra. Maybe this looked like a relationship that didn't quite fully land yet. Okay, there could have been for some of you like a homecoming, a gathering, or some type family gathering. Um, For others, this could look like, a spark of interest, a love interest or something like that, or, at an event, whatever it was, Anyway, the feminine energy here is definitely feeling very open. The masculine energy is like, I'm imagining a future with you. Okay. So, as far as like synchronicities, this is definitely 1111. Okay. That represents celebrations here, invitations. Um, as far as timing is concerned, I think that we are talking about this could have taken place at the very end of like, late December and early into the beginning of this year. Okay. Up until now, could be applying, but late 2025, early 2026. Okay. All right. We're moving on into the possibilities here. All right. We've got the Six of Swords. This is moving into calmer waters, right? Emotional waters, leaving the drama, the confusion, the mixed signals, all that shit behind. Okay. This is I'm going to stop checking my social media. I'm going to detach from, everybody who's anybody who's not keeping up. I'm going to choose my pace over all the bullshit chaos here. Okay. This is it could represent like a long distance connection that's finally going to come together. Maybe somebody might be deciding to move back home, or move to like another city or something like that. Um, this could look like that toxic ex, okay, that finally has lost all of the emotional control over you. Okay, I don't mean to say it that way, but for some that could apply. This is no longer chasing. This is the I'm going to attract type era here. We're talking about a masculine energy that's definitely going to step up. Show some clarity in a situation. For the feminine, this is I'm choosing emotional safety, right? Healing from karmic ties, something like that. As far as synchronicities are concerned, we could be talking about, hey, like just seeing boats, water, something like that. Anything that represents like moving on, songs that maybe you recognize or something. Somebody could be about ready to go to the lake, chill on the boat. You could get an invitation to go, just hang out on the lake with some friends, whatever, kick back, relax, that type of deal. So we're talking about late May to July here, So, okay, moving on into the near future. And again, it's interesting, these four major arcanas. This is commitment energy. All right. This is the Hierophant. So someone's wanting something very real here. Okay. This is this I'm studying you. I'm going to get all my ducks in a row. Uh and that's spiritually, physically, the whole nine, because I feel like, you know, they think you deserve this, this could be someone asking like, where is this going? Where is this heading? Okay. The situationship that may end up turning, official. Um, this might be a masculine who wants exclusivity here. Okay, the feminine energy, the emotional consistency. Okay, a spiritual, maybe even just a spiritual and the soulmate connection that's definitely going to deepen in this energy. But we could be talking about a mentor or a guide of some type, maybe somebody that you really trust, or become to trust, entering into your life. We could be talking about a marriage or an engagement. We did have that Four of Wands, in your energy earlier. So a karmic lesson that's definitely become clear. Okay, you're committing to, you know, this is I'm committing to the new path, career, love, purpose, that type of energy. For some, you could be seeing churches, right? The wedding bells, the ringing, the 222, definitely representing timing. We could be talking about Taurus season for some of you. So anytime between April 20th through like May 20th, those may be significant dates. All right, moving on into the self. Now, this part might sting just a little bit, but I'm saying it with love. Okay, this is the internal conflict. Okay, wanting love, but fearing the old patterns. That's kind of the generic term here, but some examples are I'm overthinking every fucking text. Feeling jealous, but you're hiding it. This could look like competition between a third party. For some, feeling torn between maybe two people or more. It doesn't matter, but I'm getting that. I want closeness, but I fear the vulnerability. Who's in charge here? Um, maybe feeling like you're too much or not enough. Getting, it's got the, I'm triggered by, the slow replies. I'm on the defense, when somebody maybe gets close. But it could also just represent, arguing with yourself about whether to stay, whether to go. Um, I don't know, feeling pulled towards someone that may be a little karmic in a situation. Okay. As far as synchronicities, 5:05. You could be waking up at like 5:05 when you got your alarm set for 5:30, and you just sit up going, "What the hell?" So pay attention to these synchronicities. Any kind of like fire symbolism, something like that. We could be dealing with fire signs: Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Those could be significant for you. Um, all right, moving on now into the environment. We have the Four of Pentacles. Again, just a little bit of gentleness, that JT love that I'm going to extend to you. This is someone around you is holding back. Okay. Emotionally, for some, it could be financially. For others, it might be just energetically. Somebody's watching, your presence online, whatever, not reaching out. This could be like the masculine energy, afraid to open up. We could be talking about the feminine energy here that's just got, really just holding on, protecting that heart space. Okay. Masculine, I don't know, maybe a person who like fears losing power over the dynamic, whatever it is, or a partner or like a crush. Uh, I don't know, being a little stingy with their time, their effort, that type of situation. A person who doesn't want to share you, right? A little bit of jealousy involved. I'm not sure, but we could be talking about someone who keeps their feelings just kind of locked down here. Excuse me. I'm dealing with allergies. I apologize. Look, the synchronicities involved here. We could be talking about somebody, and this keeps coming up, but I feel like this is a season for people locking their damn keys in their door, or in their car, in their house, something like that. Losing your keys for some reason. It's just got that unlocked symbolism or locked up symbolism. You know what I mean? So kind of pay attention to the synchronicities. I don't think it's the universe saying, "Look at you, idiot! You left your keys in the car." I'm just saying it's like, there's sometimes I don't believe in coincidences. You know what I mean? Sometimes those things happen. So really start to pay attention to the synchronicities. Okay. As far as like symbols, possibly 444. That does kind of represent that transition phase. So it's locked until it unfolds. Okay. Timing here, we could be talking about this is, between August, September, something like that. Virgo season, we could be dealing with Virgo as well. All right. Moving on into the hopes, fears, wishes, or worries. Again, another major arcana, the High Priestess. This is the clarity card. Okay, we could be dealing with Pisces as well. She has the triple moon crown, and the major arcana Pisces is involved with the moon. So just take what fits. But I'm saying, this is feeling a psychic pull towards someone. Somebody could be waking up to their psychic energy here. Knowing that somebody is watching you. On your socials, things like that. This is feeling a soulmate connection. Um, I don't know, sensing a third party, maybe their jealousy of some type. But this is all about intuition, the intuitive hits, about timing. Okay, dreaming, about someone right before they message you. Um, I don't know, uh, those quick intuitive impulses. Okay, knowing someone's hiding their feelings. For some, the synchronicities could look like, again, the numbers like 222. You could be a moon watcher. You could really appreciate stepping out and gazing at the night skies, taking a look at the moon. You could be really involved with the phases. I am. I enjoy that. But this timing is all year, all 2026. Okay, this intuition is your compass. Okay. All right, we're going to move on into the outcome here. Another major arcana, the strength. So I love the way this reading has presented itself with the major arcana. This is you reclaiming your power. This is no longer settling. This is attracting the someone who chooses you fully. Um, if we're talking about the masculine energy, this is the person that becomes consistent. If we're talking about the feminine energy, it's the confidence, the magnetism. It's overcoming all the jealousy, the insecurity. The breaking of all the karmic cycles, choosing emotional maturity. In other words, right? This is you becoming so irresistible that someone's loyalty is about to become so consistent and steady with you that you recognize it. You know, we had the high priestess, right? It's just an undeniable knowing. Okay. This is you stepping into your highest self. We could be dealing with Leo here as well. So the synchronicities might look like the numbers 888. Any again of the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So just take what applies here. Um, I'm thinking maybe along the lines, if we're looking at Leo, then we're talking about, you know, late July through late August, something like that. Those might be significant dates here. Um, Listen, Libra, I feel like old wounds, old versions of yourself, you know, you're tired of being the understudy of like your own story here. Okay. And so I feel like someone who sees your worth um, is about to come into your life. Okay. And I don't feel like you're going to need to be convinced anymore. Okay. Financially, luck is on your side. You know, I feel like there's an unexpected opportunity coming, some kind of a, like I said, some kind of a windfall here, right? You know, karmic blessing. And I feel like that's woven throughout this whole year for you. So, you know, basically your challenge is just learning to trust your intuition and really allow yourself to open up to that, you know, to that appreciation of who you've become, you know, putting your boundaries first, you know, becoming that sovereign self. Always look back in yourself, love yourself, enjoy your own presence first, and all those things are going to unfold for you. So, Libra, cool. I hope this was confirmation for you. It was a really cool reading, really smooth. I don't think it was had too much bite. You know, let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it. You know, give it a thumbs up, would you? If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I encourage you, go ahead and subscribe, okay? Anyway, Libra, I love you. I appreciate you. For those of you who stuck with me and have been with the Steampunk Psyche community, I got nothing but love, baby. Nothing but love, okay? I appreciate you. Anyway, hope to see you on the next one. All right, bye-bye.